Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the first session of the second talk series. With the successful accomplishment of our first talk series, we are here with the second one. This talk series is organized by Rizvi College of Architecture under the guidance of a respected principal, Professor Farhad Qazi. The series aims to exchange knowledge and ideas on diverse subjects, and we hope the students are specially benefited with the series. I'm Manthan Rasar from fourth year Rizvi College of Architecture. We have been fortunate to have different architects from different practices imparting values, insight to these sessions. So over the first talk series, we had 4 sessions. We had Professor Shruti Barve, Architect Farzan Daruwala, Architect Kareem Panjwani, and Meera Malegaonkar, who brought in valuable insights about tales, designs, model making, and many rules and regulations. For this session, we have Architect Ajjay Sharma. Architect Ajjay Sharma is a graduate from the first batch of Rizvi College of Architecture with a gold medal for his final year thesis project. He runs his practice by the name of Studio Adl in Mumbai, doing architecture and interior design projects pan India. Along with practicing architecture, Ajay is also an academic. He teaches architecture in Rizvi College of Architecture, Mumbai. He mentors students for their final year thesis projects. He has been awarded the Best Teacher Award 2015 for relative design disciplines for basic design by Maharashtra Association of Schools and Architecture. Along with practicing architecture and teaching, Ajay is also very passionate about recycler. He is going to be sharing his experience of how he has integrated recycling and upcycling in his everyday life. I invite architect Ajjay Sharma to share his experience.
Thank you, Manthan, for that lovely introduction. A very good evening to everybody, all the participants here. Thanks a lot to Rizvi College of Architecture for providing this platform to share my passion, rather you can say my OCD about recycling. Thanks a lot to the principal Farhad Qazi and the entire team who's been behind setting up this webinar, the series 2. I'm going to begin with my presentation now. I'm sharing my screen. I hope so. This presentation, I would want it to be interactive. So every seeing this presentation on their laptops and iPads, please have your chat box on. And if you can manage it on the phone, also it'll be great. So I need some response. Monologues are too boring for me. I'll start sharing my screen. It's already shared, right?
Yes, sir.
And I am audible also.
Yes.
Okay. So here I begin. So the title of this webinar is Joy of Upcycling. I want to begin with this image. So this is, we get a lot from Mother Nature, and we also give a lot back, good things. We get good things from nature, and we also give good things back. But along with good things, there are also bad things. This is a very small scale version of what we give back. I didn't want to scare anybody with the landfill pictures. So this is what we give back to nature, which goes directly into landfills in our country. So what can we do to reduce this? How can we cut down on the waste we generate is what I'm going to be focusing on upon in this talk of mine. We all know about this, to reuse, recycle, remodel, and upcycle. Also to refuse at times if we don't need, question, do we really need that thing that we're going to buy, or can we do it without it using something else instead of that particular thing that we're going to buy. So reuse, recycle, remodel, and upcycle. When you remodel, you reuse, and what if you earn money out of it? How does that idea sounds? If it is exciting, can I see some yes on the chat box? That's where the interaction begins. I need some food for thought. Can I see some yes, please?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, the chat box, I guess, is not working, or
Sir, it's working. It's just bluffing.
Yeah,
people are putting yes.
Yeah, I can see
23 of
that.
them, 25 divided by
I have
1.
to open it in one corner. Okay, good, good. So this is my first time that I'm doing. Great, superb. I like that spirit. So we go further. Okay, so a very small brief about this webinar. It is something that me and my family has been practicing in our daily life. Nothing very big. Most of you all would be doing it. I'm just putting it together in a PowerPoint presentation as to what we are doing it and how minutely we are doing it. And the whole idea is that it should come from literally the word go. It should begin, and it should not be you should not wait for, oh, I would get something really big and I would recycle or upscale that or upmodel that. It should be from really very small stuff. So that's what I'm going to share here. Let's see how we do that. Let's see how we make money, recycle and reuse, and also have a sustainable world to live. The first one to go is reuse paper. We use a lot of paper. Right from our day begins with paper. Uh, it's not the one which you're thinking about. I'm talking about the newspaper, which we're not getting these days. But yes, the day begins with newspaper. And for many of us, the day also still ends with paper. If you're reading a hardbound book, of course, the screen is taken over for that, your gadgets and tabs. So paper is used, and we all know where paper comes from. We need to cut trees, and which is not good. So how do we go about reusing paper? My way is this. This is a sketchbook which I want to show. This has got sketches from 1996 to 2005, and I have many more sketchbooks after that also. 1996 is when I was in college, so I want to share some sketches here. Uh, uh, I think I sketch very well. Do I sketch good or not so good? Can I get some response on that, or do I need to work on it? Is the sketch looking very pretty? Some
Yes,
responses,
it
please.
looks. Yes.
Thank you so much. But the whole idea is not to flaunt my sketching, uh, which I also encourage the students here, architecture students, and otherwise also who are not into architecture. Sketching is really great. Sketch whatever way you can. The thing which you can see on the left is the spiral bind is what I want to focus on. And this is what my sketchbook, the backside of my sketchbook looks. So I had been sketching continuously on recycled paper. I mean, not that I didn't have money for sketchbooks, or I didn't have, but somehow the free paper gives a little more free hand to sketch. You can just turn around. The bind of the book was a little limiting for me. So I used to keep sketching on these recycled paper, and I used to lug around with this paper nicely kept in a folder for the longest time before. And every time during Diwali, when the office being cleaned up, and like, what am I going to do with this? Should I just discard them? So on and so forth, till the time one fine year, it struck me that I can just bind it, and I bound it, and it's become a coffee table book for me. So this is how it is placed in my house. That's the sketchbook with albums, photo albums, few knickknacks here. And you can see this orange bowl, which was also gifted to us. It's some mint after mint for food bowl. We don't use it, but for that, but I've just put it there, and it's got the collection of all the shivlings, stone shivlings, and we always have one or two fresh flowers coming from our garden. So what happens is, for all the students here, this is, see, we've got this powerful tool of sketching, and people really envy our sketches. However terrible you feel that your sketches could be, and you need to develop it well so that it becomes good. But the moment they open up, it is always a point of a conversation. So again, I want to know, how did you like my sketchbook, coffee table sketchbook? Some responses, please. Okay, great. People are liking it. So the next part, this is going to be like passe and extinct. It already is. Guesses, what are these? I mean, it's very obvious, but still I need to know, what are these? What do you think these are,
Wedding
please?
cards. Wedding cards.
Yes. So every year we get a lot of wedding cards. Of course, paper is getting saved now. There's a whole lot of video card. There's interactive cards and a lot of e-cards. So thank God paper is getting saved. I mean, people are going to lose some amount of business, but still. What do? You keep it till the time the wedding is there, so that you remember the date that you visit, or you just send your RSVP or something. Once the wedding is done, it goes into the Raddi section. We don't do that. We upcycle it and make it into tags. So it's been like more than 10 to 12 years that we haven't bought any with best compliment tags, which could cost anything as less as maybe $2. I don't even know the price, or it could be really expensive also. We just keep cutting it, we just write it, and if it is given in the family, like the one which you see on the top left, love you dad, we recycle it. We just tag it again the next time again and give it, because we don't need to do that manner of doing it all over again. So we have a whole lot of these. Of course, we just pick out the places which is not printed where we can write, or we that becomes as a very economical wall decor. So this is a series on Radha Krishna, a whole lot of them. So all these cards comes with like 4 or 5 leaves, one for Mehndi, one for Sangeet, one for reception, so on and so forth. So we picked up a whole lot of them, and then we just frame them up, and we have our own original art piece going up on the wall. How cool is that? Can I have some responses, please? Nice, thank you. I'm going to go further. We try making our own personalized wishes card. We do not forward. People who've been getting my cards, they all know my clients, colleagues here, people in the faculty, they're always handmade. Even if it's a sketch or a scribble, it's all personalized. So this is what we've done. This one year we did, we picked up all the toys of Sitara, my daughter, who's 7 right now, and we laid this up. The rangoli which you see on which all these figures are standing is made by her. We got two diyas. The diary which you see is those sparkle diary which you can change and make designs. So a diya and a swastika has been made, my name, a wife name, and her name has been put up with a small happy Diwali message there, and that is our personalized e-card. So I mean, that's how personal you can get in times of digital wishing. And people, trust me, when you get so many cards, most of my clients, they download my images. We all know, if it's on a certain day, a card has come, yeah, it is about wishing. Many of us don't even download, but my clients make sure that they download just to see what is there this time, what different is it. So do you like our idea of making our own cards with all these figurines? Can I see some thumbs up? Thanks for the love. Okay, with the Diwali, with the weddings, we get lots of calories coming in pretty boxes packed. These boxes are equally expensive as the mithai. Maybe sometimes it's a little more expensive than the mithai. Now, what do? I mean, we just keep hoarding. I just keep hoarding that, and I don't want to trash them. They're really good quality, hard dabbas, I mean, they're sturdy. So what we do is we keep collecting, and this is what we make out of them. So they become our ready-made drawers. They last for like 2 to 3 years till the time we get really sick and we've got the new ones, and that's when we discard. So the center one is currently my office, which has got that blue pouch of my stationery, my 2 small sketchbook. One is of ICHS, my hard drive, along with the laptop. So that's currently my home office. The left one is, you can see all our stationery. The one below you see is all our gadget cords. The one after that, the brown one which you see, is all miscellaneous stuff which we need. And the Bikaji Dabba has got all the best wishes card that we keep making and collecting. So these are, I mean, these are few. I've got like some 20 all over the house in my wardrobe, which obviously I didn't want to show how I'm using it. So this is how it can be used, and trust me, if you handle them well, they really stay for long. So that's how the mithai bhi khate hain, dabba bhi wasoolते hain. So the recycling and upcycling and being sensitive to the environment and nature has to be instilled very early in life. So this is where we have started introducing this to our daughter Sitara very early, as early as she was 4. She's right now 7. So that's her sketchbook. And you can see this is also a spiral bound recycled paper, and she's made a cover page drawing on top of it. She's got those big eyes and a small heart that is there. And when we go further, if you zoom left down, you can see there's a stamp of 25th Feb 2015 on the paper. And this is not meant for this presentation, but yes, this paper has been kept since then. when she was like, we've been collecting, she was all of 3 years, and now she's using it. So you can see all the names on the left and the art that she's doing it. uh, she keeps drawing everywhere. That's her dabba of putting things on the left, and a Pampers box, of course, to pamper her. A very small detail about the circle paper which you see is, I asked like, Sitara, why have you got this? I mean, what is this? She said, Papa, I've used the stickers out of this. I'm keeping this because I might use the circular window in somewhere else so that I don't have to cut perfect circles. So I was like, okay, really? That's nice. So you can imagine how a person, a kid, a child is also picking up these finer nuances, and not only picking up and using it and collecting things for her use later on. So if you think, oh, bachcho ko nahi aata hai, no, you will be mistaken. Start introducing at a very early age, and they would just take on. So that's her little study table. You can see that table behind. That is again reclaimed from one of my projects. The laptop, there's a lot of online schooling going on. So that laptop is my old laptop. Thank God I didn't sell it off for 2,500 rupees. It's coming so handy. So that's also recycled. The table which you see in the foreground is basically a table which was again from reclaimed wood from site, and 2 legs were put on the side and it was painted. And she uses, because it was a side table, so the ergonomic, the size is perfect for her right now. So she's got, and we all have grown up scribbling our names and drawings on the desk, that we still do it. So that's what she does. Her name, her unicorns, the whole lot of hearts, the princess love, everything that's taught. So that's her table. That's how she connects to it. That, and of course there is nothing like, why have you done this, why have you done that? Just feel free and do whatever you feel like. So how cool is that? Can I get some responses on that? Would you like to have a table? If you have not done it, please go ahead and scribble your name on your table. Thank you so much. We go further. So a whole lot of stuff to be done at home to keep this kid engaged and not become a victim of screens and gadgets and iPhones and phones and TV. So we do a lot of these kind of things. She also loves doing it. So this was a mask exercise that she did with my wife. So the challenge was, there was no cardboard available. I mean, we didn't have proper cardboard. So the supplies, the front side is, so you'll have to guess, like, obviously, because the stick is on the right hand side, so that is the back side, and the left image is the front side. So she made this entire thing all by herself. And it so happened that when we turned around the cardboard, which we recycled from a games box, it had its own interesting pattern. And then I got a chance to introduce to her that, see, this also has turned out to be very interesting. One of the eyes cutting through the Egyptian face, and one of the eyes is plain in a cloud. So there was some amount of art appreciation going on, and she was like, yeah, that, Papa, it's really interesting that it turned out. So this cardboard was recycled. The other thing came from her art supplies. Of course, the stick is recycled out of this. So this was a small one day, like one evening exercise we did with her. Oh, this is really interesting. This is when she was 5 years old, and we got some stuff in a carton like this, and the carton was just lying there to be disposed of. We were not full-fledged into recycling about 2 years ago. We were, but we were thinking what to do, where to put and stuff like that. And she's like, let's make a car out of this. And I was like, okay, that's really nice. So she saw the carton. It was not painted. It was just regular thing. You can maybe read noodles and masala over it. And that was her idea. And she said, we'll make a car out of it. So we said, how do you want to do it? She said, we'll do this, we'll do that. And that's how the car was made. So one afternoon was spent with that. So we used up the free home delivery food boxes now, which we call very less because of the plastic that comes in. So that became the wheels. The stickers went over. So I'm really happy and blessed that she's picked up an eye for detail, which I'm like very finicky about from me. And she started doing all those things. So those, the wheels were black, and those stickers became the details of the wheel. She's made her hand wheel, and she could actually fit into that car. And the best is when you look in the front. So look at all the details. She actually had a number for the car. There are 2 headlights, which she's painted and cut and stuck. The white and the black thing which you see in the center is the bonnet part where the grills happen. And do not miss out the single wiper, which is looking like the arm of a clock, but she's designed that, and that's how it became like a toy car. So we were happy. We saved like around $3,000 to get a motorized car in a plastic for 6 months. So she was happy playing with this for about a week and so, and then we can easily pack it off. So again, how cool and how creative is that? Can I get some responses, please? Thank you so much. Okay, now this is where my passion for more recycling and more gardening comes in. I am lucky to be staying on ground floor and blessed with a huge veranda which is covered, which is my laboratory of carrying out all these recycling and all the crazy stuff and all the hoarding that I do. So this part of the talk is let's give nature some more space. Are you ready to see my creations? Can I get some responses?
Yes.
Okay, thanks a lot. Oh, is that a wrong slide or so? No, it's not. Don't panic. This is not how my veranda looks like. But yes, bits and pieces. It does look. A few things from here are in my veranda. So I love the sanitary ware to be recycled. So whenever there's a new site and the people have been using this thing, so I make sure all these stuff come out very nicely without breaking them, and they find places in my veranda like this. So the pot literally becomes a pot for my planter. You can see on the left hand side, that's one of the WCs. Okay, I mean, they're cleaned very well from the side. Please do not gross out. It's cleaned nicely. It's washed nicely and thoroughly, and then it comes into my house. You can see another left one, and then you can see one on the right, which has got a built-in flush tank also. So that's how this thing. So for the longest time, my office is on the SV road. It's like in a shop. So for a decent amount of time, I had kept it in front of my office, and people used to just come and stand and wonder what is this. And many people have seen. I wish I had taken pictures also. Many people have seen taking selfies with these WC pots. So that was really hilarious. Some more pots and pans. So this is on the left. You can see I planted a bougainvillea, which has grown really big and wild right now. I've not taken the latest picture. That wash basin was to be used. You can see something behind that which is going to be used for a lid. On the right, you can see a flush tank which is freshly planted with some ornate plant. No food stuff. I do a lot of urban farming also, but no food stuff is grown into these pots and pans. This is a thermocol piece which is packing for the TV, and I'm growing onions in it. So you can see it's just like about 2 weeks old. So you can see the sprouts coming out of the greens coming out of the onion. So this is completely out of a packaging which is used for TV packaging, which was thrown in the building complex. This is not ours, but I just picked it up. Some more wash basins. And you know what? I don't even spend money to buy plants. I always have a scissor in my car. And so that if I like a planter somewhere, I either ask permission so that I can take a cutting. If they don't, I'm sorry, quietly do it. And during our travels, wherever we go, the last day is when I get them in the morning in the resort and start plucking things, so that it's fresh and it's just one flight away and we can come back and use it. So I don't even spend money. So my plants are also restored and recycled most of the time, and I make a whole lot of them to give away also. So contractors do civil job and they make so much money that extra stuff they just leave behind on the side. So this was the drainage work which was happening in our compound, and obviously the contractor made a lot of money, and then they didn't want to spend that extra money to transport these two pipes to take it away, so just left behind. So I got holes drilled, and on the right hand side you can see it's all covered with money plant, and it is outside my veranda. So it just becomes like a ready-made planter, a really sturdy one, completely waterproof, watertight, water repellent. Some more crazy areas for making planters. The left is So it's become like, it's got into my thing. I can't even let go the uh, nariyal pani ka coconut ka shell also. So it's superb to very organic planter to grow. So plants hanging on that stays really well. So this ladder, again the painter left it behind because he bought it. He said, "Saab, isko leke jane ko मेरे को 500 रुपए और देना पड़ेगा, 200 रुपए में मैं खरीद लूंगा." I said, "Okay, leave it behind. I'll use it." So that has become again a step planter for me outside my veranda. It's grown really wild. This was initial thing. The right one which you see is a can which we use for it's from Lysol, which you use for mopping floor. Cut it off and it becomes a very handy can to move around with. Give me anything and everything and I just do it. So this was a very interesting thing which I did 2 years ago. Somebody in the building renovated their flat and they had this planter left behind, which you see, which is very evident, which is being trashed into the debris to be taken away. And I just could not let it be there. I picked it up. I planted in this planter, which is in my compound. You can see the second bottom image in front of the cars, which is around 2 years ago. And this, the right one, the biggest on the right you see, is current date in 2 years. It's just been there. It gets water and it is bloomed to so much, and it's already sharing the space with another thing. So I only had to do is replant it. That's it. I just dug a, say, around 6-inch hole, put it inside, and that's about it. The gardener puts water once in 2 or 3 weeks and it is just doing. So I mean, somebody thought it was a waste and now it has become, it's living its life further, which could have died 2 years ago. How cool is that? Can I get some response? Yes. Thank you. Going further, okay, so this is how small I can get. So the left side, which you see the image is, any guesses what is that? What could that be? The image which you see?
Those are keys.
Yes, and what have I made out of the keys?
Chandelier.
Sorry?
Wind chime.
Wind chime.
Yes,
yeah,
it
wind
is a
chime.
wind
Yeah.
chime. It is a wind chime. And what is it hanging from? What is that black part?
That is spotlight का कुछ तो भी.
No, it is the connector of the flush tank from where the pipe connects to WC at that place. So that is that connector. So it hangs there. I'm just going to go from off-screen mode to play the video. See how the wind chime works. So the glass in between was gifted by a friend who visited a glass blowing factory. So that is hanging to create that wind chime. And hang on. How do I go out of full screen? Yeah. Can you see the video?
I think it's loading.
Could you see the video?
No.
No.
I think it is loading. Because of the bandwidth, Ajay, there is a little problem.
Let's see.
Let's see. You can hear the sound.
You can hear the sound? That's more than enough. Because wind chimes,
I
you're not. Could everybody hear the sound? Can I get a response,
Not
please?
that, it's not that audible, but I don't think so. Ma'am, is it audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, we can hear the sound.
Okay, once again. Yes, people could hear the sound. Okay, so this is so you've seen the picture of the wind chime. Oh, the next one is also a video, and I really wish you could see that video now. Okay, now this is a problem. Sorry for the technical glitch because this is gone and that.
So you might have to stop the sharing.
Yeah, I got.
Got?
So this is the other video. I really hope it plays. Can you? No, I can't. You can't see the video. I cannot see it on my other screen. But you can hear the birds. Can you hear the birds?
Yeah, a little sound. Yes.
Okay, never mind. So you all need to paint a picture of this. So what happened is, looking at these hoarding of pots and pans that I've done, a lady in my society, she wanted to get rid of a bathtub, and she said that, would you want to take that? I said yes, why not? So this was a bathtub which I got from her, and I made like a small I actually wanted to make a lotus pond, but it didn't happen. So I put artificial lotus in it, and I put fish in it, and I had carps and kois inside. So it became like a very small miniature lotus pond for me. That's how it was, you know. So that's a picture of that tub getting converted. Any guesses what is this? It's written, but have you all ever used this in your life?
Got used.
Oh, I'm gonna do. Somebody suggested that I should stop screen sharing and doing it again. So I'm gonna try for the video because I want you all to see the video. Let me just stop the share. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes.
But it was really difficult to maintain, so I had to give it away. That's really bad. And okay, so coming back to this, let's see. You all have used it, consumed it ever? I'm sorry, please. Okay. So this is Yakult, the probiotic food. It's in my hand, so it's that small, you can see. And I have converted that into my miniature planters. You can see a whole lot of them out here on the left.
So we cannot see your
So
PPT.
yeah, actually, I think you need to stop the screen share and then.
Okay. Here I go, and screen share. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, so this is Yakult, and these are my miniature planters of Yakult, as I mentioned. What we do is we use it in various places. So these become our decorative things. Whenever we have a gathering, we just keep moving around, create new stuff. We've also sent it into entries where they call for making things out of recycled stuff. So the step which you see is from Sitara's dollhouse, which we kept. Those are our the photo albums, and this is how it goes. This is how it looks, a very miniature small garden. Somebody had thrown this one sad pair of black gumboot in our compound again. Because I'm on the ground floor, I see a whole lot of stuff. We got it, we painted it, we did this again. This was done during these lockdown times. So there was again a full day activity with Sitara, and we planted. This plant reminds me of Ritesh's hair a lot. He's going to kill me. He's going to kill me after hearing this. Okay, so this was again a very interesting thing. The back, which is a bamboo blind, was restored from everything in this is restored and reclaimed. It's from a site. The ring is from a duffel bag, which is being covered by fluorescent ribbon, which was used for Sitara's annual day function. The red string, which is hanging, is part of a binoculars which broke, and I kept the string with me. The planter is actually just about an inch in diameter. It is basically an incense stick packaging. Agarbatti ka plastic packaging hai, 1 inch by around 10 inch, which is again covered with a satin ribbon, and the planter is put in. So what happens is when you do things like this, you also start discovering and looking for what can be grown into a small things which will require less water, less space. And this particular plant, I don't know the name of it, but if you don't water it for 15 days, then it just stays good. So everything here is reclaimed. Again, any guesses? What are these? What parts are these? From where are these parts from? All the architecture students and architects here.
Sink fittings, wash. Yeah.
Be more precise. People are saying wash basin pipes, toilet fittings pipes. No, it's very general. Be more specific for architects. Let's call the students also. It's part of my favorite stuff, the flush tank. Okay, so the pipe is from the flush tank. The tall thing which you see is the connector, which when you lift your flush tank to flush, it opens up and the water goes through that bulb which is in between. So these are part of flush tanks, which is from inside. So not only the flush tank from outside, the stuff which is inside is also used to make planters. And these planters are giveaways. Put your dib and you will get it. Okay, some more stuff. Um, you know, one glass which is left out of all the set broken, so drill a hole and create a planter. One mug which is there, the red one painted. So I normally don't paint any of my recycled stuff unless it's transparent. I leave it maybe to person who takes it, they can do their own painting whenever I share. So this was a transparent one, and you could see all the as what you can see in the white one, the black mud. So I thought, let me just paint it in gold and red. That is a brown, you know, it's an earthen pot I got from Delhi, jisme lassi pi thi. I'll go further. Again, a wash basin, which is next to my entrance gate from the veranda, which is converted into a planter. All possible bharnis that you see. This glass bharni jar, which you see, is a 5-liter wine bottle that we carried from. We bought the wine for the bottle. We carried from Italy. It's a piggy bank. We collect 5 rupee coin out of it. That is a Gopuram lamp into making. Somebody again restored from site, so it is part of the top of the mandir, and I made this base. I have to just put in the bulb in it, and it becomes a lamp. Some more lamps out of pine cones that has been collected from my travels. Left images without in the daylight, and the right is with the light. You can see the shadow of the basket. Some more lamps with the leftover bangles. Veranda, you don't need to spend a lot to decorate and make it colorful. You know my fetish for kites and love for kites. So all the kites hanging up, giving extra light, and of course the tent and the other thing, all the toys. This is how it looks out of my window when I'm working. It used to, now I've changed something else. Okay, I'm not going to share this because too much of things. It was the entire video of my veranda on a nice breezy day. Inside the house, I did an exhibition for a curtain upholstery company. So some was left. So the curtains are also recycled. So there are 2 different curtains stitched together to make a curtain for the window. This was my home office for some time. Everything besides the laptop here and the mouse and the writing and the mouse and the laptop, rest everything is recycled. Only the mouse and the laptop is bought. So the curtain which you see behind, again, it's bits and pieces of what was left over from site made together. Again, some take-home delivery things which is turned into planters, which sits on our mantle. So this is the high design series. I like to collect a lot of alcohol bottles to recycle them. I love absolute bottles for the graphic value that they have. I mean, you can see how cool they look. I turn them into lamps like these. I do it for professionally also and for fun also. So this is what you see in my house. When you have a good party in your house and then there's a lot of beer bottle, what do? Make a beer bottle lamp out of it. On the right is again pines, which has been colored in different colors, and you just make a lamp and the kind of effect that gives you. So these lamps are art pieces. They give you light plus they act as sculpture. How cool is that? That's a cutting chai lamp. This was not recycled, and this is another alcohol bottle lamp. The cutting chai lamp and the drama that it creates on the wall. So much so that we've removed all the plastic bottles for water drinking in our house, replaced by a glass bottle. I remember when I was growing up, glass bottles were tomato ketchups, and I have grown up drinking water through these glass bottles. Then plastic happened, and then everything went plastic. So we removed all the plastic bottles, and we only have glass bottles to drink water. That's my small family. I have not consumed everything, but collected. That's just 1/4 of my collection. Some more creativity. I don't know, somebody who's the maker of this small thing, if he or she is watching this webinar, this I picked up from our college. Somebody had made this furniture and threw it away. It was not this kind of a color. I got home, made a fancy colorful table out of it. And it is a small miniature Zen garden on our bedroom window with small pots, things like that. You can see the scale with my hand on the left, bottom left. So a very small thing turned around, upcycled, and looks really interesting. stuff, ply pieces left over on site come to my house. We make furniture out of it. So this was a cabinet that we got it made out of leftover plywood. Got it at home, hand painted it. This you can see the painting work which is going on. I involved Sitara also. She's doing her bit. Okay, and that's how the cabinet looks. Another detail, the cabinet has got glass legs. Any guesses? What are these bottles made of? What are these bottles of?
Milkshake.
Sorry?
Some
Areca?
milkshake or some milk product.
No Caventers milk. Yeah, your clues. No Amul milk. Energy, yes. These are energy bottles. So then, you know, for all the architecture student, your ARD comes into play. So everybody, so my mate for the longest time is like, bhaiya girega to nahi, bhaiya tootega to nahi. I said, no, just go ahead and do that. You know, do your jhadu katka, nothing is going to happen. So this entire cabinet sits on these bottles. And then I made a small bottle setup, which you see on the right hand side. And I have plans going in. And yes, the guess was right, energy bottles. Okay, so I'm a bigger pack rat, which Farzan had said in his last talk. So I'm just going to open up my treasure box. A small note: we have spaces allocated for everything in our house, be it clothes, medicine, gadgets, stationery, books, etc. Name anything. So we all have allocated space for everything. It's time to make space for recyclable items also. So few places where I keep packing my stuff in window grills. I'm going to quickly run through. These are all things that I have kept. These are all out, but it's in the weather. You can wash it and reuse it. That's the tub of my washing machine, which I use for my composting. I try to do it in my projects also. It's a few ideas in my interior projects. So this was for a project. This was a CD rack, which was used. The wood was used for CD rack. When we remodeled the house, we did the interiors. We turned it around and made it like this. So this became a place where they could put all their curios in the living room, all their souvenirs and things like that, along with the books. So this is how it's been upcycled from here to here, because CDs became redundant, MP3 format came, so everything was converted into that and went into the loft, and then it got changed to this. This is for one of the projects. They got a whole lot of furniture like this, which we changed, remodeled. So this was the bedroom, the wardrobe, and the bed, which got transformed into something like this. Again, for the wardrobe for another room, with the mirror, got transformed to something like this. This is for the kids' bedroom. This refrigerator, I actually was, I wanted to slap myself after sharing this design idea with the client. I went mad on this refrigerator when I saw the earlier flat owners left it behind. I said, you know what, you can just make that into a wine and your beer cooler. And I was like, oh God, why did I tell him? I so wanted it for myself. And then I said, can you give it to me? I wanted to do it for my house. He said, no, I'm not giving it to you. So this is how it has become. So it's been painted nice bright red. It has been repaired, and they save their wine and beer into it. And I was like, oh my God, why did I give it that idea? And why did I just didn't keep my mouth shut? I could have been owning that. So it's a Frigere, very antique piece. It's literally not even an antique, it's an antique brand as well. That's also the kids' bedroom, which is everything is upcycled. I'm going to end this talk by saying recycle and upcycle should not get just restricted to DIY projects. It should become a way of life and living. Remodel, reuse, and save money. Money saved is money earned. Remodel, reuse, and create a more sustainable world to live in. Thank you. Can I see some claps? Can I hear some claps in the chat, please?